My name is Alex Falcongrove and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Tiley Roofing. Today I'm going to help you through orientation. The first thing we're going to review is your paperwork. You should have received a large packet with several documents in it, and we're going to work through each one. First is your new employee information packet. This is going to have a lot of personal information, tax information, and several places where we're just going to need you to sign. A couple pages that I want to highlight for you is this page by Sterling. It's for your background information. Just notice that you need to fill it out on the correct line. It's not formatted very well. I didn't make it, Sterling did. But the text on the bottom of this is where you need to fill that information in. This should make sense once you look at it a little closer. Next, we have this page. Please pay attention to the note at the top. It says, do not fill out if it doesn't apply to you. We're just trying to save you some time. Look through these check boxes, and if nothing applies, then you don't have to fill it out. If something does apply to you, check the box and fill it out as normal. Other than that, everything in here should be self-explanatory, and if you have any questions, just make a note of it, and someone's going to follow up with you. Next, we have this employee manual. This is the biggest one of all of your packets. This is giving you all company policy on what it's like to be an employee at Tiley. It's going to talk about harassment, how to do complaints, benefit procedures, rules. We expect you to know everything in here. So whether you read this now or decide to read it later, you should read through it because we're going to expect you to know everything in here. There is a page at the very back. Sign this, tear it off. We keep the signed page, you keep the packet. Next, we have one little sheet. It's a memo about payday. We want to make sure that there's no surprises here. I have good news and bad news. So the bad news is you are paid 2 weeks after the first Friday that you work, which means that if you're starting on a Monday, that's going to be close to 3 weeks. We know that this is a long time. If there's any complications with that long of a delay to get your first paycheck, talk to us and maybe we can figure something out. The good news is you're paid weekly. So once you get that first paycheck, you'll be paid every week after that. There's no other delays. If you have any questions, make sure to ask. This is our safety rules, policies, and procedures. This is the most important packet of everything here. Roofing can be a high-risk industry, but it doesn't have to be as long as you're being safe on site. This is going to describe what our expectations are for safety on site. We need you to read through it, sign this last page, tear it off. We keep the signed page, you keep the packet. Review this again prior to your first day. We're going to talk about safety quiz, a few other items, and this is going to make a lot more sense after you review it again. Next, we have a packet that just describes your medical benefits that you're eligible for after 90 days. There's nothing for you to fill out here. If you're interested, make sure that you talk to our Human Resources Director and they'll get you set up. This packet is the Tiley Roofing Tool Check. You are required as an apprentice to have everything that's on the first page. We provide the safety items. You'll see them highlighted in gray. The background is gray. These items are provided by Tiley Roofing and must be returned. If you leave the company for any reason, we need those tools back, otherwise we have to bill you for them. But on the front end, we just loan those to you for free. The next section has utility knife, chalk line, hammer, etc. We expect you to have all of the tools on there. So whether you decide to buy them through us, maybe you already have them, maybe you have a friend who's going to give them to you, you can buy them used, you can buy them yourself. Doesn't really matter to us. But on your first day, if you do not have these tools ready, when we do a tool check, we will issue them to you and then you will owe us money for those tools. The deduction process is described on the back page. You can decide how much you want deducted out of your paycheck per week. Our minimum is $10. And you're welcome to get anything else that you see within this packet. If you want to move up from an apprentice position, which hopefully you do, these are the tools that you need to do that. Tools make the man. Okay, so if you want to be promoted, Try to get the journeyman level tools, learn how to use them, and then that's going to make you a lot more likely to get a raise and a review. If you notice that you're borrowing tools from your foreman or someone else on your site, maybe that's the sign for you that you should get your own. If you want any tools, whether they're listed on here or not, we will likely be able to get them for you. When you do the tool check on your first day, we need you to physically have the tools present. So if you say, yes, I do have a utility knife, I don't need to buy it through Tylee, you need to be able to pick that up out of your tool bag. Here's my utility knife. If you say, yes, I have a utility knife, but it's somewhere else, we're gonna give you that utility knife and you will owe us for that. Finally, you should get a paper contact sheet of everyone you need to know at Tylee Roofing. It's going to be provided with their name, their title, their cell number, what they do in the company, and most importantly, their email. Email is our preferred method of contact. Use that for just about everything unless you really need to call someone or text someone. You'll likely be emailed this document as well, but go ahead and take a picture with your cell phone if you have it on you. That's all the paperwork that we need you to fill out right now. You should still have the orientation checklist and your safety quiz. We're going to talk about those later. Now, what I do want to point out is on your checklist, there is a section for notes and questions. While you do the rest of your orientation, if you want to make any notes or if you have things that you'd like followed up on later, just make sure to write that down and someone's going to talk to you about them.